Hello, everyone, and welcome to Immigration Talk Show. I'm your host, Sam.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Immigration Talk Show. I'm Nipasa, and I'm happy to be here, friends. Yes, welcome to Daily Immigration Dose. This is where we're going to have a discussion, and my co host Sam is going to join us very soon. So stay with us. And let me tell you that you can also be a part of this discussion, which is lined up. All you have to do is comment wherever you're watching, or maybe call us on this number 425 436 6335, and the access code is 988 888. And once you're done dialing that, all you need to do is speak and we will be able to hear you. So that's it, friends. We have a very important disclaimer that I've got to read before we start off. And that is, by watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not professional advice. Use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend, it's just a casual exchange of ideas. So, friends, today, yes, we do have a very important discussion lined up. And, if you are ready for these top five immigration shifts that we've seen already in 2025, I know there's a lot more, but the top five is what we're going to discuss. And it's not even the end of the year. So, uh, uh, 3.5 months down, the fourth month running, and we already see so much changes happening. So I think you've got to stay tuned because we're going to discuss the top five immigration shifts today, and you can also tell us maybe which one affected you most, or tell us about yeah, your part of the immigration journey, or which step or the status you're in right now, and where are you at. So it'll be very nice, especially when you join us with your comments, if you can tell us also, like, where have you joined us from. It's very nice to connect to you folks. So yes, without further ado, please help me welcome my co-host Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hi, Napasa. How are you doing?
All good, all good. In fact, we just had a webinar rather, with Attorney Prashanti Reddy some time back, and I hope that folks could join. And even if not, do check it out. It's there on our channel at Immigration Talk Show. And if you haven't as yet, subscribe to our channel, subscribe now. Check out our content and like, share, I'd say.
That's right. And I think today it is again going to be a very important topic, friends, because Nepasa, in 2025, we didn't even realize, and it's like mid of April. With that,
Yes.
so many new policies, so many new plannings, and every day we are waking up with such a news that, everybody is getting shocked, or some are becoming anxious, or some are becoming excited. So,
Mhm.
of course, I think it is very important to let our viewers know like there are some top five immigration shifts that happened in 2025, so that our viewers can at least have a proper understanding that what are the main, pointers that they can be prepare themselves in a better way. So I think, but before diving into the topic, it is also better that if we can give you a update on the news that we have collected from our end. So I think let me go with my very first news, and this is another very important one, friends. So stay tuned. There's a big change coming for international students in the US. And of course, there is a new bill that has been introduced in the US Congress that could potentially change the post graduation work landscape for international students. So, friends, if you know someone who is an international student, or if you yourself is an international student, then I think this news is for you. So stick around and make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to Immigration Talk Show, because it's not only about the news that we are going to share, but also about the topic that too going to be very important. Okay, so talking about the news, it is called the Fairness for High Skilled Americans Act of 2025. And before we jump into any conclusion, let's break this down calmly and clearly what it is all about. So the bill suggests ending the OPT program, that is the optional practical training program, a program that currently allows the F1 visa students to work in the US after completing their graduation. And in a STEM field, even 2 more years they can go ahead and work. So the lawmakers who support the bill say their goal is to ensure that recent American graduates, especially in higher skills sector, are not overlooked when companies are hiring. So according to the lawmakers, they think that the American graduates they may find it little difficult to get the opportunity in terms of getting jobs because there may be so many outsiders or there may be so many international students who might take the seats of the American graduates. And let's be clear, first of all, that this bill is not targeting students who are studying in the US or those working during their degree. In fact, what it is saying that after graduation, if OPT ends, then students would no longer, automatically get that extended work window unless a new law brings it back officially. And here's the thing that this is still just a bill. It's not a law. And of course, in US, a bill has to go through a lot of steps before it becomes a reality. So why is this an important thing to talk about? Because whenever we talk about OPT brings us like a great opportunity for not only for 2 years or for 3 years, but for like whole lifetime. And it is one of the main reasons for international students why they choose US, to study over there, because it allows them to get a real world experience, also to earn some of the high tuition fees, and sometimes like transition into long term career paths in the US. And without this, I think students might start exploring different countries, maybe UK, Australia, or Canada. In fact, Rosie Evzel, also who works with international students every day, puts it well. She says if the bill goes through, it could seriously change the game for international students. And those who are studying in the US might not seem worth the high cost, especially when other countries offer better post study work options. And that is very well said. Now, if we talk about like what does this mean for the Indian students? So, for Indian students who make up the largest groups in US universities, this could be a big shift for them. Also, Ritesh Jain, who was the co founder of Launched Global, shared his thought by keeping in mind about the Indian students. He said ending OPT would significantly lower the prospect of US education for foreign students, especially those from India. But again, it's worth noting that nothing has changed yet. It's just a bill, and that has to become a law. So this is still under discussion. And also talking about the job market, US job market, then I think here's a very interesting angle that the US tech industry actually, benefits from skilled graduates who come through the OPT route, especially in fast growing areas like AI and emerging tech. And also it's going to like reduce the pipeline, as experts say that it's going to impact the innovation and competitiveness. So it's like a complex conversation that's happening, and one that weighs talent, fairness, opportunities, and future work in the US. So I think at the end of the day, it is a moment of observation and not a moment of panic. So I think this bill shows that conversation around immigration and work are evolving a lot, and that students, education, and policymakers all need to stay engaged together. So, friends, please let me know what do you think about this new policy. And there are so many things to discuss on this topic as well. Of course, we are going to have another session on this. But you can directly dial up this number that is on top of your screen, 425-4366-335, with the access code 988888. And let me know what you think about this topic. And of course, we are going to have more and more discussion on our today's topic that we have decided. So, yeah, I think this is the news from my end. And Pasa, please go ahead and let us know your news that it is very important for our viewers to know.
For sure, Sam. Thank you so much for that very important news update. And my news update is on President Trump's new immigration rules, which bring more bad news for Indian green card seekers. So this is very, very serious, rather. So you might have already seen, our detailed breakdown for the May 2025 visa bulletin. And in fact, we just discussed the May 2025 visa bulletin with Attorney Prashanthi Reddy as well in the webinar. But there's one specific update, that we felt deserves like a spotlight of its own. So if you're an Indian green card applicant, especially through the EB5 investor route, this one's for you. So here's what just happened. The EB5 unreserved category for India has retrogressed, which simply means that the cutoff date has moved backwards. How far back? Now, it shifted from November 1st, 2019 to May 1st, 2019. So, if you are an EB5 applicant from India with a priority date after May 1st, 2019, you're now in a pause mode. That pause doesn't mean denial, by the way, it just means a temporary wait. The system is adjusting to balance the high number of applications coming from India, especially in that category. So this isn't across the board. This only affects the unreserved EB5 category. And if you apply through a rural or high unemployment set aside, you're not impacted by this retrogression at all. So it gets interesting though, let me tell you, because this change is mostly or only from for India. Because applicants from China, for example, they're still holding steady at January 22nd, 2014. No backward movement there. And India is facing this shift, the India only shift, and it's simple because there is demand, right? India has seen a sharp rise in EB5 filings over the past year, and under US immigration law, there's a per country cap on how many green cards can be issued each year. So when one country like India exceeds the cap, the timeline has to be recalibrated, to keep the system balanced. And this is where, we're seeing that President Trump's administration's policy direction in action. Since returning to office, President Trump has brought renewed focus to his America First immigration policy, right? We all know about this one, and it aims to preserve the integrity of legal immigration while keeping the system fair, merit-based, and structured, right? So what are we seeing here is that there will be no shutdowns, no bans, just tight control of supply and demand, and that too with a focus on qualified applicants and system order. So this is what we can expect in the near future. And if we take a quick glance at other categories, the EB3 for India has inched forward by 2 weeks. Now, April 15, 2013. EB1 and EB2, there has been no movement at all. And EB1 remains at February 2nd, 2022. EB2 holds at January 1st, 2013. Yes, it's slow, but it's moving. So let's still be hopeful, okay? And remember, there is you know, this is really like month to month. So we can really expect some good changes in the coming months as well, especially for June. So what pauses may now pick up later this year, that might also change. So all we can do is take away a few things from this is that if you are an Indian applicant, and feeling a little frustrated by the delay, we get it. But this part of a larger adjustment, not a rejection. I hope that you're keeping that in mind as well. It may take a little longer time than usual, but I think it's still good news. I hope at least. Yes, and the US is still open for business, so definitely smart talent, serious investors, and for families following the legal process, this hasn't changed. So not to worry, especially if everything is genuine. There is nothing fraudulent, with regard to your visa or your presence in US. So yes, US is still open for business. Stay informed, folks. It's very important. You have to be patient. You have to stay informed, stay connected, and stay connected with us. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe or hit the bell icon now so that whenever we have discussions, you will be notified and you'll be able to join us in these important discussions, and yes, be a part of this conversation with us. So dial in. What are you waiting for? Also, just dial this number 425-436-6335, and the access code is 988-888. So join us, friends. And hi, Sanjay. Thank you so much for your comment. We're going to address that very, very soon. But before we take up Sanjay's comment, Sam, we should start off with our topic of discussion for today, which
Yeah,
is very important and very interesting as well. So, friends, today we are going to discuss, as we've already said, that are you ready for these top five immigration shifts in 2025? Because ready or not, here they come, truly. So,
yeah,
Sam, why don't you go first and tell us what maybe the first one, the
sure.
first immigration shift.
All right. I think, of course, there are so many shifts, friends, that's happening in 2025. But, in this webinar, we are going to cover the top five most important one. And that too, is going to affect not only in one category, but to every immigrants. And that is about social media, as this could affect your visa. So, of course, this news is nothing very new that we are going to bring you up. But, of course, we have gone through so many things about like social media, what's happening right now as the administration is being little strict enough and taking a very bold step that now they are going to have a proper check on your social media account. It's not only going to be like one social media, it's not only going to be Instagram, maybe Twitter, maybe TikTok if it was earlier, or maybe Facebook, Instagram, any social media account. They are going to have a proper thorough check, and whatever comments you have posted, whatever post you have posted, or what stories you have put up, or what where the tags you have been, so many things are going to have a proper check. So that is why it is very important to take each steps very carefully and make sure that the post you are liking, sharing, or I would say sharing it to your story, that needs to be, I would say, avoid all those things that may violate the laws or the policies of the immigration. And of course, I think this is remembering me the phrase like Big Brother is watching you. And I think that idea is kind of real today because, of course, whatever you guys are doing, you are under the eyes of the administration. And it's nothing that, you are going to have some restriction on your freedom, but it's all about to make sure that the US is having a proper security. And that is their main agenda, to not to have any chance regarding the national security. And that is why they are doing all these taking all these steps. And also talking about like as the government is now looking at people's social media account when they are applying for visas or green cards. And this is going to include the post, likes, comments, even things from years ago. So if you're thinking that it's going to be a recent one, maybe a few months back, then of course not. They may check like few months or few years ago as well. So your social media activity is going to be a part of your visa or green card application process. And if you have shared that shows some hate against any particular community or a hate against any country, then of course there will be a big problem. So it's better not to post anything or not to like anything that have any controversial perspective, because that is going to make your visa process more complicated. And also, why are they doing this? As I have mentioned it very clearly, because they want to keep their country safe. And of course, I think, Napasa, when we are talking about social media, so it's going to give you a gist about your background. I mean, it
No, Miss
completely
Fenty, when
shows,
filing the H-1B petition.
yeah, it completely shows what type of a mindset that person is having, just by going through, not even by following the whole profile of the person, even if you are going to like see the bio of that Instagram account, maybe anything like night to file or coffee lover, beach lover, or wanderlust or anything, so at least you'll get the idea that what type of a person he is. And also, if that person is involved so much into politics or so much into controversial topics, then they are also going to put that in the bio as well. So, friends, I think this time, of course, it is going to be a little tougher for you, but not to panic because we are here. We are really going to guide you. We are going to explain you each and everything, what to do, what not to do. You just have to make sure that you follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and on X as well. And do subscribe to YouTube as well because, we come up with daily immigration dose at 4 p.m. EDT for you guys to make sure that our viewers are informed and have more and more knowledge regarding these cases or regarding these policies. So, yeah, I think this was the very simple start to our webinar, and that too a very important one. So, I think this was from my end. And Napasa, any other change or any other, top five immigration shift that you want to add into this conversation, then please go ahead. Napasa, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? I'm so sorry. So I was saying, when you talk about social media, especially, we are so much into it that, we surely know that everything we put in it is now going to also be watched. And we are talking about the main ones. And why not Snapchat too? We
Right.
are super active on that as well. And yeah, well,
Can I
let's
forget
not.
that?
Yeah, I was just saying that it's so much into social media that we can have one whole, session. I mean, whole webinar on it, or the whole discussion on it as well. So it'll
Yeah.
never end. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's get back to the topic of discussion today. So the second immigration shift that I want to concentrate on is the green card holders. Which is sort of a shrinking definition for permanent residency, because that is what we've been hearing for quite some time now, right, Sam? Like,
Yeah.
even if you have the green card, it doesn't mean that you're going to get the permanent residency, or that you're sure to be in America forever. So there you go. Because for decades now, a US green card really symbolized what we call a long term security, right? And
Mhm.
people who got their green card used to really celebrate that.
Yeah.
Yay, I got an American green card and I don't have to worry. I can always step into America whenever I want. But that's not the case anymore right now, and they do not have the privilege just like that. So yes, there is this permanent bridge, which we can say, between immigrant dreams and American opportunity also. So this is what has been happening. And this year, though, 2025, we are seeing so much change, so much happening, that this bridge also has really begun to show cracks. It looks like it's going to fall in no time, because green card holders, who were once confident in their immigration status, they are now facing all sorts of challenges, that call into question just how permanent this residency truly is.
Mhm.
So I think we'll just have to break our heads to that, especially for now. And it's a noticeable increase, if you talk about scrutiny at US ports of entry, if you talk about individuals who have spent extended time abroad, they're facing so much challenges to come back to the country. And, border officials who also have the authority to question green card holders. So the intent is to, if I mean the I mean why their question is, they want to know if their intent is really to reside in the US, and in some cases, they are offering the option to voluntarily surrender as well the green card, that instead of facing the formal deportation proceedings, deport yourself basically. So I know it's particularly affecting elder immigrants as well, who have divided their time between US and their home countries. They
Yeah.
really want to care for their family and even manage health concerns, right? They want to be closer with their family members in their home countries. And yes, I mean, when you talk about this, they're really far, far away from home. And if you also talk about the spouse green card process, it has become significantly tougher.
Yeah.
USCIS officers are really increasingly threatening, I won't say threatening, they are treating marriage based petitions with suspicion. yesterday only, sorry, just yesterday we spoke about this, right, Sam? How,
Yeah.
uh, even your marriage is going to be questioned, or you will have to prove how true your marriage is. It's the
Yeah,
real deal. And it's crazy
that's right.
how you've got to know each other so much and just raise no suspicion.
That's
Yes. Couples also, I mean, if folks, you missed out yesterday's session on daily immigration laws, you should go check out, because we had a lengthy discussion on this, because couples are also subjected to extensive interviews, sometimes, which is bordering or intrusive as well, where questions are asked about private routines, text messages, text exchanges, or even bedroom arrangements, everything, shared bank accounts. We discussed this yesterday. So go check
that's
it out, friends. And yes, green card holders, they are being held,
of
to
course.
standard of constant vigilance, constantly they're being watched, and
Mhm.
all. I won't say they're just waiting for you to make a mistake or to see what you fall, but it's really happening, friends. And it's only how you are keeping it safe, how you're making it work, and hopefully you're not faking anything, because if you have been, well, I think in no time that's also going to come out. So,
That's
what do
right.
you say, Pam?
Oh, absolutely. It is very well put up, and that too, when we are talking about, the scrutinies or the process is becoming tougher or the rules are becoming harder for everyone. I think, friends, it is because of, not one day or not 2 day. It is becoming this tougher because years and years, there were some people who were keep on exploiting the system, and because of that only, I think suddenly, we are getting to know, okay, these new rules are there, or okay, these new things are happening. So of course it is quite shocking for everyone, and it is quite surprising that, such a new policies and new plannings are being coming in 2025. But I think also we should go back and look at the history, how it was. And I think if not in 2025, then, a continue, it will be like a comfort zone. System will use to get exploited, or there will be misuse, there will be abuse of the system. And there are so many cases who tries to, just randomly go and get married, as Nepal says, talking about green card, or the spouse is getting green card. So earlier, of course, it was very easy, and that is how the system used to get exploited a lot. But I think now, by having these rules, at least there will be transparency, and of course the process will be little difficult. But majorly, what is the ultimate goal? To make the process fairer and transparent. And I think
Yes.
if there will be little tougher rules, then of course, you are an immigrant, and you are, if not so, not only immigrant, if you are a citizen, then of course you have to follow each and every rule. And
Yes.
if the law says, then of course there shouldn't be ifs and buts. It's just that you have to go with it, and it's for you guys only, for your benefit, so that you can have a better future in the US. So yeah, I think I would say just that don't panic and don't crib about these things. It is little difficult, but of course, I mean, there are some opportunities as well. It's just you who need to find it out. And if you want to stay updated with these current situations or current immigration news, then make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to Immigration Talk Show. All right. And with that, I think, Napasa, let's take some of our viewers' comments as well. As
Okay.
Sanjay is here, Nayan is here. Thank you so much, guys, for being here and participating in this session. Okay, let me take Sanjay's comment. I recently got married to a US citizen, and I'm waiting for my marriage based green card to be processed. If there are significant shifts in the immigration laws for family based green cards in 2025, how could it affect the timeline or the approval process for me? Well, Sanjay, if you're asking a question about timeline, then I think there's no answer, no particular answer about it, because deportation cases are taking hours, not even days, not even months, and green card processes are taking years. So we can't say anything about the timeline right now, like how many days will it be for you to get a green card, or get the marriage-based green card, because everything is so uncertain right now. But I think if you have all the documents, if you are, uh, you know, if you're showing all the documents and proving to the consulate everything that yes, the marriage is a real one and not a sham marriage, then there won't be any problem. You'll be getting your green card as similar as how the process used to be earlier. So I think, Sanjay, hope you got your answer. In case if you still have any follow-up question or any other doubt, then please get in touch with us directly by dialing up this number. Or if you're not comfortable, if you're a little introvert, then you can directly write your comment in the comment section. So Napasa, why don't you go ahead and take up Nayan's comment?
Sure, Sam. Nayan is saying, when it comes to immigration policy changes, knowledge is power. For sure, 100% it is. And staying informed can help you anticipate potential challenges and respond quickly to new developments. Very true. Very important to stay updated and stay informed. Thank you, Nayan, for that. So he's saying number one, stay informed. Number two, organize your documents. And number three, be proactive. Number four, stay connected with your community. And number five, consult an immigration attorney. Very, very well put. I think, Nayan, I have no arguments. In fact, I wish I could pin this up. But, friends, if you're watching this, go check out Nayan's comment as well. Very important things to keep in mind. Thank you, Nayan. I wish you could just join us to say all of this to us, on call. I hope that you will join us in one of our shows, hopefully soon. So, yes.
And Jane is
Yes,
also here.
are the five tips, which Nayan is giving out, five tips for your immigration journey, rather. So, but thank you so much. Today, we have been discussing about the five different shifts, the top five, because we have seen so many shifts actually, so much change is happening with regard to immigration. But thank you so much. We have Jay Bhatt also who joined us. So, why don't you take it up, Sam?
Sure, why not? Hi, Jay, and thank you so much for your comment. And hope you have liked, share, and subscribe to our channel now. If you haven't, then make sure to do it right now. Okay, Jay, so you are saying top five immigration shifts in 2025. Firstly, rapid policy shifts. Secondly, family based immigration delays and scrutiny. Then also potential for increased scrutiny of student and foreign worker visas. Absolutely. And about the impact of political and economic shift on immigration policies. That's absolutely correct. And the possibility of new immigration reform initiative. I think, Jay, you have just given us a quick gist and a very good way. You have pointed these things out. It is a very good way. And of course, we are understanding these five immigration shifts. But with that, I do have more shifts. So let me continue with that. And another shift that is another very important, and that is about, mostly in 2025, we are getting travel warnings as well. And if you are living in the US on an H-1B visa or an international student or even as a green card holder, I think this update is really going to be very important for you guys because recently we have come across with such cases where the green cards are being revoked and also, I would say the leaders, they are saying that it is better not to travel outside the US. And the US immigration authorities have issued new travel warning as well. And the warning is all about that they are advising people not to travel outside the US unless it is absolutely necessary. And who is being most affected if we talk about it? Then of course US officials are especially focusing on elderly Indian green card holders and the one who usually spend few months every year in India. So this time, if they are coming and going and that too very frequently, then of course it like gives a matter of question, like what is the reason behind coming and going? It's better if you are a citizen than stay in the country itself. And also, it is advisable for most of the people that to avoid non-essential travel for now. And also, if you have to travel or if you have already planned your visit away from USA, then it is better to consult an immigration lawyer then and there only. And also keep record of your time inside and outside the US. That is again going to be helpful for you. And if you're a green card holder, then friends, please make sure to avoid staying out of the US for more than 6 months at a time. And this is nothing to scare you, but it's going to be helpful for you, to stay safe and informed. And of course, there are some changes that is going to come, so nothing to worry, nothing to panic. If you have a proper documents, and if you have everything that shows that yes, you are a real citizen, and you have all the legal status, everything with you, then of course nothing to worry and nothing to panic. So I think this was from my end. And Pasa, please go ahead and let us know the other shift that happened in 2025.
Sure, Sam, sure. And the one I want to highlight now is about Immigration Ombudsman Office, which effectively shut down this time, and there's no more help when you're stuck. Because if you talk about the USCIS Ombudsman's Office, it served as one of the last resort, for those who were stuck in endless immigration delays, errors, or even bureaucratic dead ends. When there was
Mhm.
nobody else to help, this is where they would run to. But now this being shut down, so you can imagine whether it was an H-1B extension that was held up over a year, or even green card that was stuck in administrative processing, or a student waiting for an OPT decision. This office really offered that beacon of hope, through
Mhm.
individual assistance, and even direct USCIS intervention. So I really hope that something would come out. This would be like the angel guide, where everybody gave up hope, and people would run to the USCIS Ombudsman's office to find that help, that hope rather. But this year, 2025, that beacon has really gone dim, because it has followed international restructuring, budget cuts as well, and a quite round of administrative leave orders. So the ombudsman's office is now non-functional. Most requests are met with auto responses, and applicants wait months without updates or follow through also. So for many immigrants, it feels like there is no longer anyone to escalate to, when USCIS delays, when they're delaying and it's becoming life altering. You'll just have to pray hard, I think, for
Mhm.
now. But yes, this has sort of a disproportionate effect if you talk about visa holders, in time sensitive situations, because students who have been waiting for OPT extensions, or workers needing travel documents, and spouses waiting on adjustment of status to legally work. I think without the ombudsman's office, they are really trapped in a faceless system, with no feedback loop, you can say. They are still in that zone where they don't know if what they're doing is right, and if they're stuck, they don't know who to go to, what to
Yeah.
do next. They'll go back to asking their friends, hey, what happened to yours, what did you do next? And every case is different. You can't just ask someone and do what they did for your case also. So I think I would suggest best to consult an immigration attorney. They would help you and guide you, direct you on the right path. But yes, to have an office to run to now, I don't think I mean, the USCIS Ombudsman office is really shut down right now, and it's somewhere you cannot go to anymore.
That's right. This is a bit sad one, because this will be little difficult for the immigrants. But of course, if the steps have been taken place, then by having a proper discussion, and of course everybody has involved into the the situation, like what's happening, and of
Yeah.
course with proper thorough examining everything, examining every situation, they have taken the steps. So I would say that friends, just be little faithful, be little hopeful. And of course, things are there for you. It is just becoming little difficult. But I think, if you're going to connect with us, if you're going to get in touch with us, then we will definitely try our best to provide you more help, and also, make your process smoother one, and really going to help you out. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, then make sure to subscribe to us right now, because we are definitely here and we are not going to provide you only the expert advice. We're also going to get in touch with immigration attorneys, and that is the best part of Immigration Talk Show that we have. Every week we have different shows with different immigration attorneys who come live and get in touch with different viewers. And you can also have that opportunity and ask any question regarding your case or regarding anything that is in your mind about immigration. So I think now let me go ahead with the fifth and the last shift that I want to cover in this webinar, and that is about post study work to end. So, of course, we all got to know that the US government is now planning to end the OPT, and this is what I have covered in my news as well. And there's a new bill that called the Fairness for High Skilled Americans Act of 2025. And this has been introduced in Congress. And if it passed, then OPT could be shut down completely. So there's nothing that, it is a law right now, it is a bill, and the discussion is going on. So, why is this happening? Of course, this is a major question because a report submitted to Congress says that OPT was never ever officially approved by the Congress. And also, it might be hurting the job opportunities for recent American graduates. And some lawmakers now want to either end the OPT completely or make the process little stricter, as this could affect, of course, thousands of international students. And whenever we talk about international students, automatically we get to know about the Indian international students because they have the majority number of students in the US. And it is going to be a little difficult for them as well. So don't worry, we have some solutions here. So, what you have to do, guys, make sure that you stay informed, keep an eye on updates from USCIS, and also have a proper knowledge from your university as well. Talk to your international student advisor, they can guide you on any changes that's happening. And also make backup plans. Always have plan B, as this is a very important one. Just in case OPT is removed in the future, as we don't know whether it's going to be removed or not, but in case if it happens, then you should have your plan B. And this bill is not law yet, as I told you, but it's something that we all need to watch closely. So I think Napasa, very happily and very smoothly, we have covered top five immigration shifts that happened in 2025. And I hope our viewers, understood, like at least they have the pointers, which are the top five immigration shifts that they have not to like overlook at all. They have to pay attention thoroughly. So, friends, these were the pointers from our end. Hope you like this webinar. And I would say that we have covered the comments as well, Sanjay, Nayan, Jay as well. So, guys, please get in touch with us maybe tomorrow, same timing, same platform. And we will love to have what you think about topic or anything, about immigration or about your status. So I think Napasa, it is a good show and we have covered so many things. So I think let's wrap up, right?
Yes, for sure, Sam. In fact, just to sort of end this, like, I know it's good. It's pretty hard when you look at what's happening around, but um, you know, the proposed elimination, of course, U.S. universities, it's hitting hard, but international students also bring in a lot of funds, right? $40 billion annually in tuition fees, and that's a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think that just a thought to think about before we leave, and I think just that. So a lot of policy shift happening, a lot of immigration shifts that we are seeing and also are facing since the beginning of this year, especially with the new administration coming in as well. So, yes, these were the updates. I do hope that you also can tell us more if you have any important immigration shifts that you want to talk to us about. Tell us about it. Maybe we can discuss them in the coming show.
That's right. Okay,
Yes.
so I think, yeah, that's all for today's update, friends. And it was really Great talking about these major shifts and major immigration shifts. In case if you want to know more about the topic, or if you want us to know what are the different more important immigration shifts, then please feel free to comment them in the comments below. And it is really going to be very informative for both of us. So right now, I would say, friends, it is high time. It is a very important time, and you can't afford to be a little careless, or you can't say that you missed out, or you didn't know about this policy, or something like that, because it is very important not only for you but your friends, for your relatives, and for your loved ones to stay informed regarding all the latest immigration updates that's happening in the world of immigration. And I would suggest one of the best way to keep yourself updated regarding immigration is by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show, and we don't come up live on just YouTube, but also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram as well. So it is great to connect in all these platforms. Follow us on these many platforms, and also keep watching Immigration Talk Show. It's me, Sam, with my co host, Nipasa. We'll come up again tomorrow with another very exciting topic on daily immigration doors at 4 p.m. EDT. So thank you, everyone. Take care and good luck.
Bye bye.